playing a lot of time trials for a long time, but didn't do ATR for a while, so it starts right now. Ancient Lake. So let's see if we can get the clocks synced or not. This level is kind of simple. Pretty fast level though for being, you know, the first level. But yeah, as you can see, doctorfeesh is missing a few balloons here. Trident is just cruising. He's a 36 versus a 41, yeah. So Trident takes a pretty commanding lead right off the bat. But yeah, tridenttail has a 24-23 PB, while doctorfeesh has a 28-47. The 28-47 is not on the leaderboard yet though, because he accidentally posted the wrong video with it, so he needs to repost it. But he got the 28-47. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't check the thing. That's pretty funny. I thought as well. I think he was really close to a 27, but messed up HGV. I don't remember if that was him, but I know someone did that recently. Maybe it was Psycho, but either way, you know, he's been practicing a lot, and it's really cool to see that he's bringing out the time like super fast.
Yeah, for sure. But Trident is, you know, he's an established top player, and he is, yeah, 103 solid time. And Trident is definitely going to go for a really high position in this tournament. And even though he's pretty far ahead right now, and doctorfeesh getting spikeballed, even though he's pretty far ahead, he still wants to keep grinding really hard, because the bracket will be seeded after the best time you get in the group stage.
Yeah, so that's an interesting thing we did this year with this tournament, that all races matter, since it's not only about the win, but it's also about, you know, like I guess said, the best time. So the best time for the first seeds will get the first seed into the bracket, the best race time, that is, instead of best PB time.
Yeah.
And so we want to reward the best player in the tournament instead of just the best player, you know, in terms of PB. So it's gonna be really interesting to see who shows up and, you know, tries really hard to have a good time.
Yeah, TT is the best character. He is the fastest character as well. And Trident doing the auto volcano out of bounds. No issues here so far. Really quick turn there actually. 13 lap, yeah, exactly. This is good. And doctorfeesh getting the out of bounds, no problems. He's looping though. And I think, yeah, I think the reason for that was because he's kind of messing up with the C right button. He is going back and forth with the speedometer and the minimap. I'm not sure. I think he was on the speedometer from the start and wanted to switch to the minimap, and when he did that, he couldn't really, you know, control himself from, you know, pressing the C right and double tapping R and everything at the same time. So
oh yeah,
he kind of messed up for that.
It's pretty hard to just jog with, like, you know, all your fingers are like pretty much doing something, and you're trying to C right to change the speedometer while doing all of that is like true.
Ooh, he's clipping back in bounds, and he's going the wrong way. He needs to go back actually.
Oh yeah.
He's not gonna get the lap here. He needs to go back.
He missed the very first checkpoint, right?
Yeah, he did. So this won't give him the lap. Yeah, exactly.
Dang, that is really harsh.
Yeah, this is really harsh for doctorfeesh. Struggling really hard here in Hotel Volcano, losing around 30 seconds on those mistakes. And when you face a an established top player like Trident, you can't afford those mistakes, unfortunately.
Oh yeah, Trident is gonna get, 24, 25, so unless something, really bad happens, and so if you're against him, you have to be on your game for sure.
Yep. And you can see Part Lagoon here. It's a really fast hover track because you boost yourself into boosts all the time, basically.
Yeah, the hover itself isn't too fast, but once you had a bunch of boosts, it just becomes absolutely crazy. And Pirate Lagoon is a good example.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's actually pretty hard to control where you go when you're boosting like that.
Yeah, it's like you're going really fast, so...
Because one of the trick when you boost with the hover like that is to... well, one of the trick with hover itself is to... what we call... which is going back and forth with the stick while holding R. And one trick that works with boosting is that you do it even like really fast. And when you boost and do the slinking really fast, you just kind of keep the speed longer. But because you do that, it's like really hard to just turn where you want to go.
Yeah. You need to keep going back and forth, and still try to adjust your position while doing that.
Yeah, it's like crazy hard.
Yeah. And ooh, Trident
that's
missing the bridge. So what you do there, what he's trying to do as well is, oh, well, he did it, but he kind of did it a little badly there, is that when you leave the edge there for the slope, you hold down to tilt the car backwards so you gain air. And what he did there was that he had too sharp of an angle, and when he tried to, well, he did it, so he flew down, but his angle was bad, so he flew too far to the right and missed the bridge. It's kind of uncommon to see that from the top player like Trident, but it can definitely happen.
For sure. I mean, it's actually once you start turning in the air with the car, it's really hard to just you kind of have to pitch yourself down to land on the ground earlier, because you can't really go back to the left if you start going.
Yeah, exactly. So then you need to start holding up to save yourself to land on the ground earlier. Exactly. But it's kind of hard to react to that because it's going really fast. So. And someone was mentioning in chat that they were asking about if there were TT only strats, and not really. It's just that TT is faster than everyone else, so it's just like, yeah.
There are like, out of bounces that works better with TT because it's faster.
Yeah.
Because some of them are speed dependent. Yeah. But there's nothing that the other characters can't do. Just it's sometimes easier with TT.
Yeah, exactly. But it's just like doing runs with other characters is just slower and less fun. That's basically it. Okay, it's time for Snowflake Mountain. The first inbound track of a plane. A really fast level. And a really cool level for practicing plane mechanics, because you will see Trident here. After the first zipper he got in that lap, he's most likely not going to use the A button at all for the entire level, because he will just carry the boost speed all the way through.
Because one of the mechanic in plane is barrel rolling, and it only goes faster if you don't use the A button. And of course, when you use zippers and boosts, you don't want to use the A button either. So you basically press the A button for about 2 seconds, and then if you do everything perfectly, you don't touch it until the end.
Yeah. Unfortunately, Trident had to use it there because it made a mistake, but yeah. But not a big deal. This is still not too bad of a Neverfrost peak. Feesh getting the balloon. Boosting, missing the zipper. So it's extremely
It was a 106 air first speed, so
Yeah, it's okay.
you know, a little rough.
Yeah,
But you know, sometimes.
it's kind of a classic in those plane tracks.
Yeah, playing new tracks, you usually get a really good time, or you do one mistake and lose 5 seconds. So it's like really volatile in terms of time.
So let's see how Feesh handles Everfrost Peak. Okay, misses the zipper in the cave. He's losing. He has to use the A button almost for these situations. Yeah, because if you keep missing boosts, you're not going to be able to carry. Oh god, that was a harsh bonk for Feesh. 33-second first lap. Ooh. The character is called TT. TikTok. And you see Trident holding right in the loops. For some reason that's a little faster than just going normally through the loop, but
yeah,
I don't think there's a special reason for it. Maybe it's just shorter or something. It's just
I think it just lags a tiny bit less, and like at least it feels like it. Maybe it's just because it's faster. I don't know.
yeah, I don't exactly know the reason, but
Yeah, I don't know the exact mechanic behind it, but both this loop and the ones in Darkmoon are faster if you hold right.
yeah. TikTok is an unlockable character in this game. Okay, 128. So he lost 22 seconds to Trident there. So the thing is, if you start watching a lot of runs of this game and if you get interested and you want to learn more about it, you'll definitely see that the biggest differences between top players and mid-tier players always going to be the plane. Even if the car and stuff is faster for the top players, plane is usually where you see the big difference.
Yeah, because it's usually the hardest. I mean, it's really hard to learn playing. Like car, you just it's car. You've played a bunch of kart racers. It's kind of similar. Hovercraft can be a little hard, but after a while you can get it pretty easily. Like playing is just so different, and most people, and not only even so, but very different. But it's just with the plane tracks themselves, so like very hard with the strat that we're doing, because it's like super easy to just do a mistake in 5 seconds.
It's just that it's very, very punishing.
Yeah, and of course, if you do a mistake in car, you maybe lose 2 seconds. In hover, maybe 2 seconds as well. And in plane, it's like, well, you lose 5-6 seconds because you were going so fast, and now you are in a wall and you're going backward.
Yeah.
And so, for sure, playing is the one thing that really differentiates players.
Yeah, it's a little more than 130, but around there. Trying this ahead. Because Dr. Feesh has Snowball Valley left to do as well. Okay, 110, that's fine. So yeah, they are exactly 2 races apart. So Snowball Valley plus Frost Village, which is around 2 minutes. But their PBs are 4 different. It's 4 minutes, like 4.5 minutes apart. So it's not really that big of a shocker that Feesh is behind.
Yeah, especially after that up of volcano where I think he lost like 40 seconds or something.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of speed from Feesh there. Yeah, I think that Trident sound is decent.
Yeah, it's been decent for a while, but
yeah. So you see Boulder Canyon here. Oh, so he hit the wall a little bit there and lost all of his speed. So he didn't really reach that far in the lap. And you want to watch out for the logs, they can destroy you. good boost. And let's see if he can get a good boost here. It was okay, but it was kind of laggy, so he couldn't really get the full boost there. He gets a 115. Yeah, solid.
Pretty solid. No logs was were hit. So sometimes looking is overall not that hard, but once you hit the log and start spinning and throwing you around, like it can be a nightmare.
Yeah, for sure. That was the last hovercraft level. There are only 3 of them in this run. 3 out of 20 tracks are hover. When you see Tridenttail grabbing the shield, it's because in this tunnel there are usually things. You see, he drove straight through a spike ball and an oil slick. So that's why you want to use the shield there, because basically every time there's going to be things like that there.
Or be like me and just dodge them.
Yeah, and then hit them every other time.
Yeah. Probably smarter to get the shield, but you know.
Yeah, most of the time it is. So that's also something interesting with this game, that since there is no rubber bending and the CPUs are kind of, but there's no rubber bending in terms of speed and items and stuff, but they do however depend a little bit on how you're playing. So if you play at about the same pace every time, they will behave like in a similar manner. So when I told you about the oil slick and stuff there, that usually happens every time if you drive at a good speed. Okay, Tridenttail. Out of bounds? Oof, he gets it. Okay.
Nice.
So this is the hardest clip in the run, and he got it, no problem. The navigation out of bounds can be pretty annoying too, but it looks good so far.
Yeah, so basically that out of bounds, so there's an invisible ceiling on the plane tracks, but that corner is low enough that we can, with a lot of speed, force to go, like we can just go barely. We basically barely go just underneath the ceiling enough so that with enough speed so that it doesn't have time to push us backward, and the wall doesn't have time to push us backward, and so we can just like barely nudge it in there and go out of bounds.
Yeah.
But like if you're a bit off or a bit too high, a bit too low, but not that much speed, like you're gonna miss it. So it's like pretty precise.
Yep. This is a pretty difficult trick.
And it's in planes, so doesn't help.
Yeah. If you miss it, you lose around 15 to 20 seconds if you get it on the next lap. So if he even barrel rolled, yes, he did it. He always barrels to the right. It was a really late barrel roll though, but he barrel rolled to the right. You usually see people barrel roll to the left, but Trident finds it easier to go left. No, for the right, I mean.
I go for right, usually. I think it depends on my mood. Sometimes I just go to the left, sometimes I go to the right.
Yeah, I always go left. Alright, so let's see here, 48. Okay, it's a little rough, but not too bad. And Feesh just chilling in Greenwood Village. And as you can see, Trident is done with the trophy, while Feesh has this last lap and two more races to go.
Trophy race. Space Dust Alley.
The Space Dust Alley, the most difficult track in the game, according to me. The track,
And I love the player.
yeah, I think it's just that it's really high. There's like a lot of speed. There's a lot of stuff going on. It's easy to do a mistake, and every mistake is very punishing. So, yeah, it's kind of rare that you get a good one.
I mean, depends who you are, but usually.
I mean, barely even depends on that. Like, it's just really, really hard to get it through. But this is still a solid one from Trident.
Ooh, that was a really costly bonk for a fish.
Yep.
Also, he missed the out of bounds. It seems like that's.
I'm not sure if he
costly.
goes for it. I don't think he goes for it.
Oh, he still doesn't go for it. Oh, makes sense.
Yeah, he has a 28 DB, so.
So there's not that many people that go for it because, like we said, it's actually pretty hard, and if you miss, you lose quite a lot of time.
Yeah. So you basically, you know, slam yourself into a wall.
Yeah, so you just lose all your speed.
Okay, so 118. That's fine. That level, you can have a lot of leeway there, because
No.
no. Oh, fish with a huge bonk again.
And now with the best track in the game, by the way.
It's D tier tops.
Just doesn't like fun tracks. That's fine.
If you want to spend a third of the time inside a loop where you don't drive, then sure.
Loops are fun.
You don't do anything, you just hold right. Alright, so he gets a 33 first lap. That's maybe a little worse than average, but still not that far off. doctorfeesh. Let's see how he does here in the Haunted Woods. So this track basically, oh, wow, that would have been sick if he got that. So this part, like this track is very short, and it has two parts that are difficult. It's the ending here, hitting that last zipper, and the mid part here where you try to fly into the forest. You hit the zipper and you try to do an RB turn. Like, oh, what? What is Fish doing, dude? Why is he going for that? That's insane. That's like task stress right there. No one does that. I don't think it's on purpose, but you know, imagine if he gets that strat. It would be insane.
That would be insane.
So what you try to do usually is like that, like you did on the last lap, where you just cut the corner as much as you can, and you try to fly into the forest. You can try to keep the momentum from the zipper when you leave the ground, because when you leave the ground you won't lose speed as quickly, so you kind of want to gain air there. And Trine is on Star City, the second to last track. It's a pretty cool track where you need to learn how to drift and short turn a lot in this level if you want to go fast.
Oh yeah, I mean, Star City is all about those 90-degree corners, so if you don't RB turn properly, you're just not gonna, you know...
Yeah, it's not gonna be good if you're not doing it. But Trident is looking good. Oh my god. Fish hitting walls and trees and everything. You could ask yourself what the trees do in space, but you know. Oh, the loop by Vish.
And 114 for that Star City, that's pretty good.
It is.
Spaceport Alpha.
And the last level, and the Japanese only trick that we will see here. And
yes, so that's why you see runners with pretty much all the Japanese version. For this out of bound, that saves quite a lot of time if you get.
yeah, it's like a 30-second time save. Ooh, and it bonks going up the
bonk here. So you're gonna see Trident. Oof, yeah, this is a rough. He's gonna get the shield. Oh no, he got the balloon.
Let's see if he can get it without the balloon. He does. He has done the time trial. Yeah, he's done the time trial a bunch, so he knows how to do it. That's good. Always good to know these backups.
But
there's
yeah,
something you can expect from a good player.
Bounds, yeah, for sure. But basically, that out of bounds, just explain what it is. There's usually a texture on the other versions on top of that box, but for some reason, it's not there on the Japanese version, and so we can just go in the box because there's nothing stopping us from going in the box, and behind that box the wall is empty. So there's like no wall, so we can just drive away.
Yeah,
usually you use the boost, like it's the pretty easy method.
2450 for Trident. So that's the best time of the tournament so far.
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. So that means that he's gonna, as we mentioned in the beginning of the race, like the bracket will depend on how you did in the group stage. So he is currently ranked number 1 in the first seed.
I expect that time to go down. Like, it's still a little over a minute away from record, and this is a short category, so I'm sure some of the other top seeds will be, challenging that time for sure.
Yeah, like you and I haven't played yet, and but we have Nordic left, who hasn't entered the field either. So we have a lot of stuff left.
It's gonna be very
Oh,
interesting to see who gets the best time.
Yeah, someone in chat asked about TAS stuff. If there are many shortcuts and glitches that would save time. Well, the only one I can really think of right now is in Space Dust Alley, the level that doctorfeesh did before this one, the plane one. There is a TAS only out of bounds. However, I don't think it would save much time. I think if done perfectly, I think it would save maybe 5 to 10 seconds, but not really anything more than that. And it would never be like something you do. Oh, wow, that was always like. But otherwise, I can't really see anything that say that's TAS only that saves a lot of time. And TAS is also pretty dumb with this game because the emulator is far overpowered. So, like, the emulator is just straight up banned in this game because it's just too fast. So it's kind of unrealistic to use TAS stuff if you want to
Yeah,
compare to the real game.
yeah, like most rare games, if you remove lag, the game just speeds up so much, and with boost, you're just like flying around and so fast.
Yeah.
Like the game just takes into account the lag, and when you remove it, well, it's just it's just not the same game anymore.
Exactly.
So it's like pretty hard to test DKR because we have a few individual level tests, but like it just flies around and it's like the console version would never be able to do that.
Yeah. Fish Hawk. No, it's not. Emulator is always bad for this game. The boosts are too strong. The lag is, yeah. There's a huge lack of lag, and this game is kind of laggy in a lot of spots.
Yeah,
And
the
the
boost for
actually,
sure.
for some reason, the acceleration is faster on MU. I don't really know why, but you just accelerate faster. So doing mistakes is less costly. And let's see, doctorfeesh going for Space for Alpha right here. Will he get that out
Using
of
the
bounds?
balloon.
He doesn't.
Oh
He misses. He used the balloon too late.
no,
Yeah.
the part of it was that he was angled too far to the left. Like you want to hit the wall pretty dead straight on it, but it was
Yeah.
angled too much and he just bounced away.
Yeah. If you go too far left, especially if you're leaning, like if you're like angled to the left, it's bad. You want to be angled straight on.
Yeah, see, the second time he did it, it was much more directly towards the wall,
Yep.
and he just easily got out of bounds. I don't know why he removed his map.
I don't know. I think he's. I don't know why. We'll ask him later about the map shenanigans.
Yeah, when you do out of bounds with plane, you really want to be using the map because half of the time, the map, you don't see anything. It's like unloaded, and the
Yeah.
map is a really good indicator of where you are.
Yep. That's right.
And it's gonna come up on time with a sub 30.
Yeah. 29:52. All right. Should we invite them for something?
Sure.
Let's see here. Someone is here.
Hello.
It's
Hello.
Dr. Feesh.
Hey guys, how you doing?
What's up?
Not much, not much. That was
And
a
we
good
got we got tridenttail in here too. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
Hey there.
Hey, what's
Yo.
up? Yo, congrats on the sub 25, man.
Thank you.
Yeah. I had a little, well, I'm sure Gizmobi could tell I had some nerves even in Dino. But once I got out of Dino, I was pretty okay. And then I practiced so hard to get SPA out of bounds. I did get it, but it took 2 tries.
Oh dang.
Yeah, I did turn around and then I got it right after.
Yeah, but I think your hot tub volcano was interesting.
Oh my gosh, that was horrible. Yeah.
What happened?
So I missed the checkpoint turning, making the first loop on lap 3, but I went in bounds when I did it. So I missed the checkpoint, had to go back out of bounds, and then do a whole other lap pretty much.
What?
Yeah,
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
It was a horrible checkpoint miss. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you went back in bounds on that last lap before you hit the checkpoint.
The checkpoint.
At the top. So you just went around an entire lap without realizing that you missed it. So you had.
As soon as I saw that wrong way, I was like, all right, I have to do a whole other lap. So let's just do this.
You could have just went straight back to the checkpoint.
Yeah.
But
I know.
But yeah.
I was just go mode was on.
But one thing I wanted to ask Fish that we mentioned right before is what was the shenanigans with the minimap? Like while you were out of bounds, because I just want to say to Ty Tribe so he knows what was up. So he just like clicked the C right button to get the minimap up because he had the speedometer up in hot top. But while he was doing that, he was looping multiple times, and then when he turned around, he switched back to the speedometer and then just kind of stopped to click on the minimap again.
Oh
it was like, and the same thing was in the Spaceport Alpha. You were also like clicking back and forth between the speedometer and minimap. So we were just wondering what was happening there.
Because yesterday when I was doing my runs, I was getting used to having the speedometer up. But when I was doing practice, I had my minimap up. And so when I went into hot top, I think the minimap was up to start probably, and then I just kept switching because I messed up. That's all. There was nothing more than just trying to get it right.
Yeah, because we were a bit confused there since you were because you went from speedometer to minimap and then back again, and we were like, we didn't really know what you wanted to do.
Oh, and on both of them, I accidentally hit C down too, so I turned off.
Turned off the indicators.
Turned off the indicators.
Oh yeah.
So as soon as I realized, I was like, okay, C down indicators.
Yeah, so there were a lot of
usually.
So for chat, usually you don't use the C buttons that much, but Fish, you showed us that you can use it a lot during runs if you want to. But
yeah, you can. If you mess up, it's not preferred at all.
Yeah, but one thing you can do that is not that uncommon is that you do switch, like that you have the speedometer up and then you switch to the minimap while you do out of bounds tricks. That's like not uncommon at all. But
gotcha.
But I wanted to say, I would ask Trident, how does it feel to set the bar? You're currently first seed right now for the bracket.
Wait, didn't you race?
I have not raced yet.
Oh, that's right, you have not raced. I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, I think this is a good start. I'm really happy with this run, but it's a start for sure. Like, I definitely want to push this time further down. But as far as like first race goes, like I'm really happy with this time.
Yeah, definitely, it's good. as you've said, you set the bar for the other top players, so now they know what to beat if they want to have a better seed in the bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So, are there any other things you want to mention about the run in general?
Not really. I was pretty happy with my run overall. I mean, there was a few silly things like the missing the bridge in Crescent Island.
Oh yeah.
And, yeah, so that kind of
On
set
the
me
right
back.
side.
But I mean, to be honest, there was a lot of races where I performed way better than expectations, so it kind of made up for that. So I'm not too mad about that. I'm glad that I clutched Spaceport Alpha, because as soon as I started making all those mistakes in the beginning, in the inbounds, I was like, oh dear, this is going to be a total disaster. I already know it. But then
Yeah, you
I was able to
slapped
get
your head in the wall and stuff. Yeah.
but then I was able to get the clip without the balloon. I was so happy
you
after
went-
that.
Oh,
man.
did you do shieldless and blueless, or just?
Yeah.
Wow.
Wait, no,
No,
I had the shield. I had the
shield.
shield.
You had the
Shield,
shield.
yeah.
Okay, shield and no blue. Oh my gosh.
But I actually did so bad that the CPUs caught up to me and they stole the blue balloon.
Oh no.
Yeah, so that's how
Oh.
bad that the inbound section was. But I'm just
Yeah.
glad, I said during practice yesterday that I did not want I wanted 24 minimum, no 25s. So we started off with a 24.53 and we're only going to get better from here, hopefully.
Yeah, that's pretty much my goal too. I don't want to see a 25.
No,
It's probably going to happen, but
Nah.
please.
Nah. Please, Obio.
Bio's he's only getting 23s.
Yeah, that's what I'm gonna say. Even before pops out 23.
every time I do a tournament, my first match is absolutely horrible. So I'm definitely waiting to see the 25.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I think we're kind of done there. Good
Yeah.
job on the races.
Yes.
Thank you.
And
Thank
I hope
you.
that you're gonna have fun in the last races, facing Joe D'Amelio, for example, the old legend.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be
OG.
exciting to play Joe. Yeah.
Yeah, he's played the game since 2013,
Mhm.
so that's really cool. Okay. Thanks to the racers and Obio,
No problem.
and
Thank you.
thanks for SpeedGaming for hosting another race. And I think how are they? Do we have more races soon?
The next ones are Monday for
Monday?
DKR, I think.
Okay.
Unless something comes out today for tomorrow. But
Yeah. Okay. Otherwise, it's Monday, and we have a few. I think it's Tuesday and Wednesday. I know I play on Wednesday. So. All right. Thanks for watching, everyone, and see you later.
later.
Later.